Hello everyone, this is Speedrun, and today I wanted to make this video which is sort of 1 year anniversary of me speedrunning Breath of the Wild, because on the day that this video is released, not recorded, released, which is the 2nd of June, it should be, this marks the exactly 1 year since I've done my very first run, which is the recording is here right now. It's the video. And because of that, I wanted to take a little look back on this old run, very old run. You can see on the left, my splits are empty. So you can tell this is my very first run. I did have practice before, so you might see, especially at the beginning, that I still was a bit familiar, perhaps, from all the practice, but you can also tell this is the first run. So really, I think this post-commentary video really will be about reflecting on how things have changed in a year, both in terms of this any person category in itself, in terms of my own skills, and just just a way to look back on everything is just nostalgic. So first off, the Twitter handle on the bottom right is outdated. It's not the case anymore. Now it's just Pikastrov and not Alexis Champres, which was my old Twitter handle. So let's not lose too much time and actually jump onto it. Okay, so we start. First off, normally I think we're gonna see the first change in a few seconds, pretty much. Okay, so here I should be starting. There we go. The first thing we can notice is that the timing started when we pressed start, which is not the case, because today the timing starts when we gain control of Link. This is because back in the day, we used to do this thing called preloading, which helps save I think a couple seconds by first loading the file. And oops, was that Steam? Let me just make Steam shut up. There we go. Exit Steam. There we go. And basically, at the time, this was a strat used to save a couple seconds, which was fine in the day. But then, due to some conversations that came up and everything, one day this rule changed into, okay, so how about we change when the timing starts so that it makes it easier on everyone when we get in control of Link. So even this timing is already about a minute off compared to current timings. 1 minute and 6 seconds, as you can see here. So yeah, obviously there's more to it, but this is basically just gist of how things went. Another change that you can notice is that the game is in German. Today, in any percent, usually you want your game to be in French, which is the fastest language. But at the time, considering we had all the cutscenes and everything, German was the fastest language. Nowadays, there's only a few frames of difference between French and German, so you can still play in German and have a perfectly optimized run. But still, technically speaking, with the current any percent route, so you definitely want to go for French. And another difference you can see here is that you can see that obviously I didn't do the clip out strats we use today. We just used to do the casual route, which was to just actually open the door. That's because we simply hadn't really implemented that. It wasn't really discovered. We hadn't really discovered any strats to clip out of the shrine at the time. So this was a pretty old route, as you can see. But this route change means a lot in terms of what's to come. Because, let me see, I've already lowered the sound, but just in case, I'll still lower the sound of the video itself, just to be sure we can hear my voice clearly, because I'm not really sure. But now we should still be able, or, wait, there we go. So I'm just looking at my levels right now, and I'm not sure if we're actually hearing anything at all. Oh, yeah, I'm just playing a bit with my levels right now. Okay, but yeah, the fact that we actually used to come out like the original way, the casual way actually means a lot in terms of the route, especially activating the tower and all that. Because basically, when we skip, now that we skip the tower, we skip this cutscene, we skip all of that now in the current route, it means we also skipped the trigger for the day to actually start. Because basically right now the game is stuck at, I believe, 5:05 a.m, I think, something along those lines, or 6 a.m. Basically it's stuck at a time in the morning right now. But because we now, at the time we didn't skip that, but now this is something that we skip. So this means that something you'll see in this route is that the time does pass and the night will fall. And nightfall is definitely something we had to watch out for. Because this means that enemies could spawn in the night, which could be fairly annoying, especially when you wanted to launch. And this is something we'll definitely see later on. Okay, so here, yeah, we're going for the OG route. So first, as you saw earlier, we needed to grab the beetle, which is something we still do today, but not that way. I grabbed the axe, and now I'm just rushing to the tower. Okay, there we go. Now we've got Zelda talking to Link. Now we hear this piece of monologue, dialogue, whatever you wanna call it, at a different spot, which would be when you're going on your way to Stasis, but at the time this was when you were on your way to the tower. So this really shows how much the route has changed, because at the time, yeah, we had to go for the tower, there was no other way. I'll explain why we needed the tower a bit when we come to the relevance of it. But basically it was because otherwise we just couldn't do the shrines. That's basically it. Because today we can clip through the shrines, so it's fine. But at the time we didn't have any ways of clipping through them. So we needed to be able to open them the way they were intended. And for that, we need the tower to be activated. So now we see here them grabbing a shield by, yeah, just attacking the Bokoblin with the axe. There we go. We just stunned him, like, put his shield away, like, on the floor and grabbed it from there. Like, we waited that that the Bokoblin would put his shield up, so that then with just one attack, we could then just make him drop his shield, and then we could pick it up. Just a little strat to prevent having to use any more axe attacks, if that makes sense. Okay, so now we are at the tower. So now it was more of a calm moment in the run. It was basically just cutscenes. So not much happens here. I think we can pretty much skip this little moment because not much really happens here. Basically, it was just basically skip the cutscene, skip. Okay. Yeah, here, okay, maybe listen. Okay, here we're back to the action. So here we used to do a fall damage cancel here to get down the tower, and in the routes, in the categories that do use the tower, which is basically in categories that go outside of the plateau, this is still how we do it. Except perhaps that we actually skip the old man dialogue. Well, not really, you still go through it, but there's just some weird stuff going on because we do it out of sequence. Because now in most categories, which still do require the plateau, we do it more to after doing Magnesis, which is the third shrine we do. So because of the sequence break, this causes some weird stuff to happen. But in this case, this is the first thing we do, so this is just how it is in normal gameplay. And so here you just listen to the dialogue from the old man. Oh, I don't know if this Steam sound comes from the desktop audio that was recorded originally or from me right now, but considering I already deactivated, like I just disconnected Steam, like right now, I think that comes from the video itself. Okay, so here we can see that I'm... Okay, not so much whistle sprinting, okay. But basically, okay, there we go. I'm a bit doing a bit of whistle sprinting, which is the strat we use to basically sprint infinitely. This is still the case nowadays. And here we reach the first shrine, Magnesis, which is not the case today, because today this is as I was saying earlier, this is the third shrine we do. But yeah, at the time this was the very first one. But the strats we do inside Magnesis are still pretty much the same as today. Maybe the way I do it here is not as optimized, but the overall idea is the same. So if someone were to watch like a 2 days 80% runs compared to this, they wouldn't see much of a difference, because there isn't much of a difference really. But yeah, we had to go, as you can see here, to enter the shrine we just scanned the Sheikah Slate and went in. But today this is not something we can do because we skipped the tower. And for that, this is where we have shield clipping. But at the time this was not discovered. So yeah. Okay, so here I'm just getting Magnesis, removing the metal plate and then going through. This is just how we always went through Magnesis. Maybe the way I do it here is not the best optimized way, but the idea is the same. Nothing too dramatic here. Here I do shield jump to cross the path, because otherwise you need the metal plate to actually cross the little gap. Because the shield jump allows you to cross a bit more distance than a normal jump, which is definitely very useful in those kind of situations. There we go. Now we've got Magnesis completed. At the time I used to split earlier. It was when I pressed A instead of when the shrine wall thing broke, but doesn't really make a difference. This doesn't really matter in this case. And as you can see from the splits, this next shrine we go to is Cryonis. So even today, Cryonis is still the second shrine we go to, but the way we do reach it is a lot different. Because from Magnesis, the best way we could reach it, really, as you will see later, was to teleport back to the Shrine of Resurrection, and then to walk all the way to Cryonis, which isn't the case we do today, where we use a bullet time bound to reach there. So here, just as we just go through the Oddman dialogue, and we still do that today, not at Magnesis, but at Stasis. So this is usual, we just go through the dialogue. Maybe I'm not going through the optimized dialogue options, because usually you want to do down, up, down, and I think here I just went up, which is not how you want to do it, but you know, it's not a major time lapse when you do it. There we go. So here we see that I'm teleporting to the Shrine of Resurrection, and you might be wondering, why did I crouch? The crouch is a little strat we use to skip, like the first time you actually you press the the map menu on the Sheikah Slate. There's a little animation where you're pulling out the Sheikah Slate and looking into it. And crouching is a little way to skip this animation. It only happens the first time you do it, but still, it's a little few seconds time save to do it. There we go, so here we are. We are in the Shrine of Resurrection. So yeah, here I'm just whistle sprinting, going up. Nothing too exciting going on here. It's basically okay, let's just go through the things. As usual, I'll just skip if nothing too interesting is happening. Okay, the steam again happened, and I don't think that's... Okay, it doesn't matter. So here, we used to do shield surf here to try to optimize the movement. And here it was, not very good. I guess I just tried. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't very good either. The advantage, especially of doing it on the snow, is that your shield durability doesn't go down when you shield surf on snow. So it was very good. Oh, and we saw another instance of a shield jump here, which is very useful for you to cross gaps. Okay, so here we are running against the clock here, because our health is going down and down. It still is the case today, because obviously we're still going through like this region of the Great Plateau with not any equipment. But today the strats easily allow to reach your destination without requiring any food if you do it optimally. But I don't know, for me at the time it was a struggle to do it, so that's why I always had extra food with me. Luckily, it's always good to have backup food with you. There we go. So okay, here we're reaching Cryonis. And here I'm almost about to die, but luckily we reached the shrine just in time. No shield clipping here, we could just open it casually, no problem. So likewise in Cryonis, the strats haven't changed much. So likewise it's just going to be... There's not much going on here really. It's just going casually through the shrine. Here, same, Cryonis jump. I remember at the time I was freaked out by this. This was really scary to me doing Cryonis jump like that. But today, you know, it's just very casual. But you know, it's still a strat that does save quite some time in the shrine, so it's definitely worth doing. Okay, so there we go. We finished the shrine. And now we're on our way to Stasis, which today is the first run we do, but at the time was the third one. And we didn't have the bullet time bounces back then, so we just used to just shield surf on the snow and just go basically by walking over there. So likewise, you definitely did want to have some food with you just in case. Okay, so here's basically just walking, then a bit of snowboarding. Okay, so yeah, see, here that was the optimal point to eat some food. Then you went for shield surf again. It was very optimized, like, I'm not sure for this run specifically, but generally speaking, for the routes, it was very optimized, especially where you would jump, where, like, how you would do your shield surf to optimize your time as much as possible. Here we do a fall damage cancel in order to just go down up to the shrine, because otherwise you would just die by fall damage, which would be really bad. And obviously, like world record pace runners, like as you can see, Will Song, who still is a top runner today. Like there was a way to still shield surf, jump off, like still on your shield, remove your shield, and then do fall damage cancel from there, which could be quite tricky. Because it required quite tight timing, but I was a bit scared by that, so as you saw earlier, I just stopped shield surfing and then slowly went on my way to jump instead of doing all of that at once, but it was still fine. Honestly, for a first run, this is a pretty decent plateau, I'll just say. So now, likewise, here we are at Stasis, and likewise, generally speaking, the shrines haven't changed much in a year. It's still relatively the same strats. At best, the changes you'll see is just my inexperience, which causes me perhaps to do a few mishaps here and there. Like for instance, here just losing a few seconds just by not optimally using stasis and whatnot. Like here, there is no point in doing what I've just done here. This is not how you do it. Oh well. Oh, we also used to grab the hammer here, which is not the case today. Because at the time, we needed to do a ton of launches to go to Hyrule Castle and whatnot. Today we just use bullet time bounces to go to Hyrule Castle, so we don't need as much weapon durability to go there or for the whole run as a whole. But at the time, you definitely needed to have that extra weapon with you to make sure you had enough durability due to all the extra launches, as you'll see later in the run. And now we're done with stasis. So now we'll just go out. So now the next shrine is a bomb shrine. So what we used to do is indeed use this boulder. I used to be really scared of this one. We use this boulder to directly launch from stasis to around this clearing, right around here. And then we used one of the trees, this one right here, to then launch towards the bomb shrine. I used to really hate this tree rocket because I was just bad at it, really bad. Because I used to drop off the tree. Generally speaking, I was really bad at tree rockets. This one was actually really good though. Like this one landed directly at the shrine, really optimized. I was not consistent at it though, it was just luck here. But yeah, here we are at bomb shrine, no clipping inside. which today is a run killer. Most runners don't have trouble with it today, but for some reason I do. I'm a noob at clipping inside the shrine. Okay, so likewise bombs, like other than perhaps some optimization, there's not much going on that's so much different. Here we just get the bombs, we blow that up, and we blow this wall up. So here, you know, you just go on the platform, use a bomb to blow up the wall, and jump here. I don't know why I tried to do a shield jump, and that wasn't even really an optimized shield jump. There we go. Yeah, not much too different going on. Okay, I just want to see if there's something I have done. If not, this might explain. Okay, so I have not reset the ragdoll state. So the ragdoll state is something that happens when you do shield jumps, like basically by removing your shield while you're doing like a shield jump. Which basically causes Link, like when he gets hit by an object, like for instance, which we'll see when he gets hit by the boulder, which we do for launches, will cause him to go super stretchy and not actually launch. So you definitely want, and another way to reset it is to either blow yourself up with a bomb. There are also some other methods, but it looks like I didn't do it here. So normally this means that when I will reach the boulder launches out of the plateau, probably I will fail it. Chances are this will be what happens. So we'll see what happens, because I don't seem to have reset my ragdoll state. Which doesn't matter today, because we like in today's route, because we just use bullet time bounces, which doesn't really matter whether you have a ragdoll state or not. Okay, so here I just use a bomb to make sure, because basically if you get spotted by a guardian for the first time, like in the game there's a little cutscene where you see the guardian spotting you, which we skip by having him already triggered like through a bomb and all that. So it's a little way to skip the cutscene here. Okay, so here we are. So today this is where you grab the beetle, preying on RNG basically. But at the time we already had the beetle, so we just straight off went for the tree rocket. And I was terrible at this one, really terrible. I don't know, I used to go for some weird ways to grab onto it, which as you can see here didn't work. I used to be super inconsistent at it, but today it's pretty easy. I think it's fine. But you know, you just learn. You go and learn stuff as you go on. Let me just raise volume because I see my levels are pretty low right now. Let me go up. Okay. So here we are, climbing. Obviously this is not how you want to go through the thing, you should already be on the roof. And there we go, we're almost at the old man. And honestly, considering this was a first run, this plateau was not so bad actually. Honestly, I'll just say this. There was obviously a few mishaps here and there, and a few ways to many ways to optimize this. But you know, it's pretty good for a first run. I'll say that. So, okay, I think. Oh yeah, I'm not clicking on. I need to click back on the VLC video. So yeah, here we are, the paraglider, and here instead of seeing a fancy bullet time bounce, the first thing I'm gonna do is jump off the Temple of Time and go to the boulder right here. So first off, before that, let's see here. It should be grabbing some. Yeah, I'm reaching for some food just for extra health because, and safety save just in case, and I did need it definitely. Okay, so here we'll have our answer about the ragdoll state. Let's see here. So the way the rat used to go was we used to launch ourselves towards the castle. Okay, I don't think that was a ragdoll state kind of thing, but this one definitely failed. Like at the very least, this must have cancelled ragdoll state, so now it should be fine. But yeah, this definitely was really bad. Yeah, the way the route used to go was you used to launch yourself with the boulder and then use trees to launch yourself all the way to castle. This was this was the fastest way to go at the time. But looking back, this was so slow, so slow. Like compared to the methods we have today. But you know, it's much better than the even older method we used to have, which was to just you grab a horse and go from there. Also, to be honest, considering how bad probably this, because I do remember my very first run had a very bad split here, very bad, and going with the horse would have just been faster here. But you know, I tried to go for this strat, and you know, you try. So here we are, we land at this spot. So remember how I said more at the beginning that the time does pass? So here you see that the night is starting to fall. And what it matters is that enemies will start to spawn, which can be really annoying when you are trying to basically try to do stasis launch, because they will constantly be annoying you, constantly. So right now it's fine, but chances are that I will be annoyed by enemies at some point. So here we see the first of those launches. So here, yeah, I think this one should be fine. Yeah, this one's fine. Okay, so here, that was the first launch you do. Okay, then the second launch was at that lone little tree that is right there. So here we see me whistle sprinting. So it is at 9 PM, I believe, that enemies start spawning. So from now on, we start to be in danger of enemies. Apologies for the cough. Okay, so here I'm... Okay, this is a bit of a weird way to launch. Okay, here this is clearly not optimized, like, but yeah, here I jumped too early. This is why, yeah. Okay, I go for a walk, then to the next spot. Okay, yeah, this is obviously really slow, but you know, what do you... Oh, okay, looks like I'm basically reloading. Nice. I'm telling you, chances are it would have been faster to just walk over there at this point, especially if I'm going to fail it multiple times. Probably that's what's gonna happen. Let's see, I mean, we don't need to see me going for... Yeah, I see it failed. Going for it a second time. It's pretty redundant. Okay, this time it worked. Okay. I don't think this was the best way to do a tree launch here. There's definitely better ways it could have happened, but, you know, it worked, so what do you know? Okay, now we've got another important thing in the round that changed in that time. So nowadays, with the bullet time bounces, we can reach Harrow Castle like in a minute today. So doing what we do here would be a time loss pretty much. But at the time, what we used to do, if you had DLC, was you pass by here to grab the Phantom Armor. What it does, the advantage of the Phantom Armor is that it gives you an attack power up, which will be useful for the final fight in Harrow Castle, like when you fight the Blight and Calamity Ganon. What this means is that later on, like when we get to Castle, is that you don't need to rely on banana RNG when you need to cook the potion. You don't need to rely on breaking a crate that hopefully will get you a banana in order to have the ingredients that will surely give you an attack 3 potion. Now with this you just need an attack 2 potion, which doesn't rely on RNG to have enough for the Calamity fight. So it means less RNG. Obviously, as I said, today we already directly go to the castle. We don't have this armor, so we need again, just like how it used to be before, even before I was running this game, to rely on banana RNG, but that's just the cost of it. And now, okay, likewise, I think at this point this is just, yeah, my Steam is off. I think it comes from my desktop audio. I just didn't care. Okay, I don't know what I've just done here. I don't know why I did a shield jump there. Probably I did this by accident. But basically, you definitely, at this point, what you want to do is tree launch towards the ruins of Harrow Castle Town, and then use the slab that is over there, and then launch to Harrow Castle. So let's see here. I think this one will be successful. Let's see here about this one. Yeah, this one looks like it might work. Nope. Big nope. Let's see about this one. One might. Okay, this one worked. Very nice. Okay, that's a pretty good launch. Okay, so here we'll reach the slab, as I was saying earlier. So just to keep a tab on the time, we're currently sitting at 33 minutes as per the current timing method. I guess we'll be closer to a 32 if we use current timing methods. Like right now, with current route, the world record run is already finished with the game, just to give a perspective. And at the time, the world record, as you can see on the bottom left, was 38 minutes. Okay, so here we do a slab launch. At the time, this was a required part in order to get to Harrow Castle, but today this is more of a backup strat if you fail to do a proper bullet time bounce. Like if you fail to have one that reaches Harrow Castle in itself, and unfortunately I failed it here. Oh, this is bad. We start all the way from here. So this is something that might be a bit relevant later, but sometimes when you save the game, but if you're too quick about everything, it will still spawn you back from far away. Like let's say you're at a spot, you launch far away, you drop, and then you save from that spot. If you reload, what might happen sometimes is that you will reload back at the spot you launched from, not at where you landed at. So obviously this is not what happened here because we didn't save here, but at the time this could be quite a trolly mechanic, and still is today, that could be quite a time loss sometimes if you needed to reload for whatever reason. And here I see we're struggling a bit, so yeah, let's just go through it. Okay, so here we are back. So now 36 minutes. I struggled a lot. More than 12 minutes to reach castle. Nice. But let's see here, I'm just grabbing some food. Because definitely something you did not want to miss was not having full health here. Because otherwise you carried the risk of dying when launching. Oh god, another guardian. Everything going wrong. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay, so the guardian's going away, so I think this is fine now. So here I'm going, setting up my slab launch. There we go. You need a pretty precise spot for the bomb. It's still lenient, but a pretty precise spot for the bomb. There we go. I'm not too sure about this one, but we'll see. Okay, this one was fine. A bit too much to the left than I would wish, but it works. Okay, so we're landing just right here, just below the dining hall, and that's okay. Oof, okay. I think, hopefully that should work. And I think we can then do a jump from here, hopefully. Let's reach it. Perfect. Okay, so here we are now at Harrow Castle. And I think I might have messed up my splits, because right now it says I'm on Blights, which doesn't make sense. I'm not on Blights. It's already messed up my splits right here. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so what just happened here is probably what I did was during the cutscene, the introduction cutscene of Harrow Castle, I probably was holding my stick up to directly run. And what happens if you're at the edge, probably Link will just fall off, like if you're holding your stick to move. And so I straight up fell down and I just kinda choked, and I couldn't fall damage cancel, and I died. So it means we're starting all the way from here, the slab. A little nearby cousin of this thing happening is also if you get spotted by a guardian when you land, and it starts aiming at you, chances are when the cutscene is over, it will have shot its laser and you'll be dead. So you definitely don't want to be spotted by a guardian either when you land at Harrow Castle. And this is something that still applies into this route with the bullet time bounces. You can still avoid the laser if you're very quick with the running, but if you have the combination of landing at an edge and... oh, this is bad. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. But if you have the combination of landing at an edge and being spotted by a guardian, this is definitely almost RIP. This is really bad. Not impossible, but it's gonna be tricky. But yeah, here it looks like it is very, very tricky. Guess what, I just broke my axe probably because, well, it didn't have enough durability to hold off for the full thing. Like, because I was clearly off in terms of health. And this is why I'm reloading, I think. Because the save see, this is exactly what I'm meaning. The save happened while I was at Harrow Castle, but I loaded back at the slab. So even despite being somewhere else, the game still reloaded me earlier. So it means I still had the health of after the slab launch and had, like, I already ate the food. So now I didn't have enough food to heal back up, and my weapon was pretty much dead. That's why here I needed to reload all the way back to here. So you can see how the save... oh no. The save can screw you up sometimes. So here I am, stuck again at the trees. Yay! I was probably hating myself at that moment, hating the game. Oh no, oh no, this is bad. Oh no, how many times? Like, we need a counter of how many times I failed this tree launch. Dude. Yeah, I did say earlier I was bad at tree launches. Like, even stasis launches at the time. This was the scary thing. Like, to me, doing a tree launch was the scariest part of a speedrun. How little did I know when bullet time bounces and chip clipping would happen later on. But yeah, this was the hardest part at the time, really. Okay, there we go. We're back in the game. 21 minutes into the split. Very nice. Now sitting at a runtime of 43 minutes. Which would be closer to 42 with current timings. Okay, I mean, this is... okay, let's see if we... okay. Oof. Oh no, not again. Not again. Oh no. Okay, let's see. I think this one's successful. Yeah, this one's successful. Very nice. Yeah, this one was pretty good. But here, as you can see, I used the high roll herb to heal myself. Now I've got full health and I'm gonna go for the launch. So here I just take my time to set up my angle. Okay, I think this one might work. Yes, this one worked. Nice. And this is actually a really nice slab launch. Obviously you don't want to be doing slab launch today, but I'd say... oh wait, actually a bit too much to the right actually. Never mind. Okay, we're still landing at the castle and we're still landing in a risk-free area. I swear... okay, this is a bit risky now because the cutscene didn't happen. Probably what would have been wiser to do would be to land here safely, because here, since we're on the wall, the cutscene didn't activate. Well, let's see here. There we go. So here... oh no, we're still on an edge. Hopefully I won't repeat my mistake here. Hopefully. Let's see here. If I repeat the mistake, I'll hate myself. Let's see here, 1KS, and of course I did. Of course I repeated my mistake. Of course. Pika of 1 year ago, you're an idiot. There you go. There you go. Okay, so probably at this moment I was just feeling, come on game, come on. And I'm starting all the way from here, very nice. And probably what happened here, once again, is the phenomenon of the save screwing you over because probably what happened, since I reloaded here instead of the castle, was, like, we technically did arrive at the castle, but it reloaded over here, so chances are, you know, the sledgehammer was almost dead, and we barely had any food left, that's why I reloaded the save prior to all that. Oh my god, 25 minutes in the split and we're still not at Hyrule Castle. 25 minutes. As I said earlier, it would have been faster to just use a horse instead of going through all those launches. But you know, this is just how things went. Okay. So here we see an angle, okay. There we go. This one is actually a bit much to the right, but I think it should work. Okay, please. Hopefully. Please don't do the mistake again. Oh, this one's good. This one's good. Okay, we're landing directly on the dinner hall platform. Very good. Very good. This time we might actually get to Hyrule Castle. But then we're getting to Hyrule Castle. So, what has changed in terms of Hyrule Castle? So first off, as I said earlier, there's no banana RNG. We don't need to break the crate. So we'll still be cooking for an attack potion, but just one banana instead of two. The second one being the one we usually acquire in the crate. It's fine. We don't need that second banana. We can just use one. It's fine. So no RNG. And the extra element we do pick up, though, is the Molduga. I forgot the name. The fin. So here's the banana and this, the fin. I forgot the English name of it, of course. Because I've been so used to playing the game in either German or French that I forgot the English name. Nice. That's what we used to do to replace it. Which would lead to an attack 2 potion instead of attack 3. But as I said, you don't need an attack 3 potion because we have the Phantom Armor, which already gives you an attack 1 power up. So it's stacked over, basically. So we're basically going for an old route here where we used, to go down and then go back up. To me, I'm one of those plebs who still goes for the optimized version of this route. Because you don't, like, if you do an optimized version of this route, which it is not here, by the way, it is not optimized at all, in the way I do it right now. But if you optimize it, it is not that much slower compared to the current route, which actually makes you go through the library and use a box to launch yourself upwards to reach the Sanctum. But me, I'm still going through this route, and it's still a bit slower, but by not that much, if you're optimized. Because I'm a pleb, I guess. And this is actually pretty good RNG, I think, because I do believe, yes, there is 10 fire arrows and 5 bomb arrows. This is pretty good RNG, I dare say, because nowadays, like, I dare say, getting bomb arrows is definitely the best kind of RNG you can get. Because the more bomb arrows you've got for the Calamity fight, the more chances you'll be doing a pretty short fight. So here's definitely pretty good. So here we pick up the boomerang in an unoptimized way. And then we go, we'll go for cooking the potion. So if you go for the newer routes, which I don't do because I'm a pleb, as much as the time difference when optimized isn't as much, we do it right when we arrive at dinner hall. But here we do it when coming back to it, which we don't do in a new route. So here first you need to distract the moblins and then cook. For some reason I used to kill them first, which I guess works too. But now what I do is I just go straight for cooking and then I kill them afterwards. But that works too. I guess I just didn't want to carry the risk. Okay, so here usually I use the mushroom, the bananas, the beetle, the moblin guts, the fin. Probably I forgot what the ingredients were, so probably I was looking up what the ingredients were. Again, considering this was my first run. Probably forgot what they were, and there we go. We've got the attack 2 potion, which is more than enough. And so here we go. We rush outside, and now we climb up. So yeah, here just to save on stamina, you just use your shield to still stand on the little amount of floor that you do have. And then once you have full stamina, you then climb back up and jump, which should just be enough to reach you upwards, all the way up. And then you reach all the way there. And now you'll do a tree surf, which is a pretty unnerving strat at times. Oh, okay, I see what I'm doing here. Okay, so here what I'm doing is I'm going for a safe strat, which is to... What am I doing? Oh, that was a bit weird. Okay, sorry if I've got a runny nose or a bit of a weird voice, because I just realized I have a runny nose right now, which I might be a bit sick actually. Oh damn, this is a bad moment to realize it. Sorry for the voice then if that's the case. But yeah, because there's a chest just up there, as you can see, that contains bomb arrows. It's a bit slow to go for it, but definitely a safe strat, because as I said earlier, the more bomb arrows you have... Oh my god. Probably what I forgot to do here was that I forgot to heal, which you need to do for this strat. You need to have health for this. Because the more bomb arrows you've got, the better your fight will be with Calamity Ganon. So yeah, basically for this strat, the tree surf strat, you definitely want to be at, like, the more health you've got, the better it is. And you also want to be careful about the angle you have, because if you don't have an optimized angle, you will either just launch upwards, you'll be launched upwards, like straight up, which basically, it's still fine because you can still paraglider over then to the Sanctum, but it's still a bit slow. Or worst case, you'll fail it entirely, which is obviously very bad. Okay, I think this one might work. Oh, this one, okay, it was a bit low. I could have still went for walking all the way to the Sanctum. I did feel it would be a bit low, but you know, even with that, it's still workable. You can still then climb and go to the Sanctum from that. It's better than nothing. It's better than, you know, reloading. So what I really forgot, and what you need to learn sometimes, especially when you start speedrunning, is that sometimes you're such a perfectionist. You want to have the perfect strats, but sometimes it's just too slow to keep, you know, if you keep reloading, you're reloading. Well, you know, it would have been faster to just keep walking in that case. Okay, I think this one should be high enough, I think. There we go. This one works. A bit to the left, but it works. It's fine. Okay, so here I take my weapons. Okay, this is not the bow you want to go for the fights, but I guess at the time I was just, yeah, a bit stupid, I guess. Definitely you want to go for the Royal Guard bow at the time, because it definitely will optimize the Blight's fight. Okay, I just saved and reloaded. I'm not sure why. Oh, I think it's probably because to test out again for the save screw up, like to see if I would be relocated before the tree surf. Okay, so here we're back. So as I was saying, the problem with this is that what was I saying? Yeah, again with the idea of being relocated. Wait. There we go, I forgot to put the sound again. Being relocated early would have been just screwed me up either way. But I think in case I died to the blights, I wanted to test out if I would have to redo the tree surf, which is a bit dumb considering, you know, if you don't die, you should be fine. And reloading all the way back to tree surf would have just been an extra time loss. But yeah. Okay, so here we are at Windblight. I think we... Okay, just lower the sound because now we've got everything going on. Just lower it slightly. There we go. Oops. There we go. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see how... Oh, this is bad. I did 5 hits. It should be 4. Yeah. This was pretty bad. Windblight to me still remains the most annoying blight because... when that happens, it basically... because it's very easy to fail that one cycle, in my opinion. I'm more consistent at it now, but it's still pretty annoying to do. Now let's see. Will I be good in this one or not? Okay, that's not very good, but that's okay, I suppose. Because I didn't use the spear to optimize the fight, first off. Oh, this is bad. Because with this strat, you're supposed to be able to one-cycle him. Okay, we still managed to finish the first phase before getting hit. Because otherwise this would have been really bad. But we're fine, we're fine. So the strats used here... I mean, we've got different strats now that are faster for some of the blights. But overall, the idea remains the same for most blights, other than some minor changes. So here, okay, I spin. It's not optimized once again, but you know, the idea remains the same. Like I'd say, for a first run, this is an okay fight. Oh, okay, I failed at aiming at him. There we go. Done with Water Blight now. Now we're moving over to Fire Blight. So here we're spinning. Let's see if I manage to do it. We need to spin around 3 times and another 3 times. Even if you don't hear the hit, 3 spins around should be in, like each time, should be enough to make him drop like that. Okay, that was pretty optimized. That was pretty good. Okay, use a bomb here to drop him off. There we go. It was a bit of an odd spin, but it happened, so it's fine. Nowadays there are strats to one-cycle him. I'm not a pro at those strats, but they're a thing. But at the time, yeah, that was pretty much, yeah, that was okay, an okay fight actually, that was pretty good. Honestly, I'll say I definitely had worse fights in the past. Definitely. Up. This is not the best fight, but definitely I've had worse. There we go. Yeah, definitely this could, now this could easily be done in like more than half the time in this first phase. But yeah, this was fine. This is going surprisingly fine so far. Okay, very nice. This fight is going surprisingly well. Okay, so here... There we go, very good. Aiming at the head, very important. Oh, we wasted a bit of durability with the shield right there, it was fine. Now we're done with the blights, and that was a pretty good fight, I dare say, like for your first run. And now here we are at the very stressful moment of the run, the moment that always holds so much pressure, Calamity Ganon. So right now, first off, Flurry Rush is not really the best strat you want to go for, so it's probably for the better that my weapon broke. So here I am equipping the proper bow. The only advantage of doing the weapon routing that way by equipping this bow only now is that you've got more durability for it, but for the blights it's much faster to use the Royal Guard bow. So considering I've got 20 bomb arrows today, this would be a field day for me. This would, oh my god, this is oh my god, getting hit. It's pretty good that I've got backup food there. Definitely this is very rookie what just happened, but yeah. With 20 bomb arrows is a field day. You can beat Calamity Ganon in no time. Here I just can't aim here. Like, definitely what you want to do with the bomb arrow is not just have bomb arrows, but also aim them on Calamity Ganon's head. This is definitely what you want to go for. Like, I keep spamming him with bomb arrows, but not on the head, which is why the fight, despite having so many bomb arrows, is not really optimized. It's a shame because with such good RNG, and also, well, with the help of like the extra chest we had earlier, definitely, like with my current skills, I'd say this could easily have been the opportunity for a PB, like or at least a gold, like in the fight, because you don't get 20 bomb arrows every day on the Calamity Ganon fight. But yeah, this was definitely a really good, at least I'm handling this fight pretty well, considering this is my first like full run, I'd say. Except for the little mishap we had earlier, but this is fine. Yeah, there we go. This is... yeah, Flurry Rush is not the best strat you want to go for. Okay, so... what we're hoping for to get now is a stun lock. So we're waiting for Ganon to throw his laser at us. Oh no, not Flurry Rush. Nice, I got screwed over by the fire. Very nice. Very good once again that we've got backup food. Because definitely dying at this space, because as a reminder, if you die at this spot, you not only have to redo the Calamity fight, you also have to redo the Blights fight, so it's a huge time loss, and oh, despair is always very scary. But yeah, Calamity Ganon going on the wall on second phase is very bad RNG, because you don't know when he will give you another opportunity to actually hit him again. Okay, laser, very good. There we go. So now we should be able to start getting stun lock. There we go. There we go. Now we've got stun lock started. Oh, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. This is bad. Oh, yeah, we couldn't hold... oh yeah, we didn't manage to hold it up. That was very bad stamina management. Because you definitely... usually you want... by the time you start spinning again, you usually want to be at around 3/4 of your stamina, like maybe even a bit more than that. Here I wasn't even halfway through, so obviously this was not good enough. Because probably what happened was I just wanted to rush it, and you definitely don't want to do that with your stun lock. If you rush it, you're just gonna run out of stamina, and this is what happens when you rush it. So definitely my advice for, and I would say when watching this, is always watch your stamina and make sure you've got enough to actually hold up for a proper stun lock. Here it's very good because we at least the RNG was nice at least. Okay, very good. Still a bit early. This is scary. Oh yeah, see again, even past the halfway point, we still didn't manage to have enough to hold up for a stun lock. So we definitely need to get past the 3/4 point. Okay, so here's a little strat that I do love doing, like, isn't it reflecting off those lasers? It's a bit, it's a fun little backup strat if he does this when he goes on the wall. It's obviously not the best kind of RNG, but it's better than him being on the wall and just doing like the spear or like the for the tornado attack or some kind of bad attack like that. But still, for a first run, I'd say this was a pretty okay Calamity Ganon fight. So I'd say GG me, despite the mistakes. Like considering this was like the run of an inexperienced speedrunner, and I still am today. Like Breath of the Wild remains my only speed game so far, with my focus being on any percent. But yeah, here we are at Dark Beast Ganon. Okay, so what I'm doing here right now is not really optimized, because basically, if you're standing at a certain spot, Dark Beast Ganon can and will aim at you with his attack, but if you just go out of that range, he will just aim straight, which means you're basically very safe. And also there are many ways to optimize your movement to make sure that as soon as the glow points spawn, you can already go straight for the attack. But in this case, I don't know, I was just doing it casually. I was just going for it the way I was as I was liking it, which is not very good, but you know, it still works, but it's a bit slow. So here we got, okay, I don't know what why I've done that, but okay. Okay, there we go. Let me actually raise the sound. I'm not sure how the sound mixer is. I hope the sound was okay throughout this video. Okay. So yeah, definitely there are many ways you can optimize movement here. Now we're... Okay, see for instance here you notice that the attack was going for... You can... Usually you just... By the time the glow points spawn, you want to already be on Ganon's side, rather than be where I was. But, you know, once again, it's fine. It's just a bit slow, but it works. I'm not dead. Once again, this is the first run, so I'm basically going the casual way of beating Dark Beast Ganon. Okay, now we've got the belly. Yeah, the glow up on the belly, which I don't know what I was trying to do. I don't know why I tried to aim from here, which surprisingly did work. But this is definitely not the easiest way to do it. And was that the Steam sound again? I think it comes from the file itself. I'm too lazy to check. Because I'm pretty sure I did already quit Steam. Like I already did multiple times, like exit Steam, exit Steam. I've done it again just to be sure, but at this point I think it's from the video. Okay, so normally you don't even... Okay, here what I'm going for beating Ganon. Why am I not going for it right now? I don't know. What am I doing here? Oh, I'm trying to... And there we go, finishing with a time of 1 hour, 9 minutes and 48 seconds, which will be closer probably to 1 minute, no, 1 minute, what am I saying? 1 hour, 8 minutes, and like probably like 40 seconds rather than 48, like with current timing. But yeah, we can now stop the time. But yeah, that was my very first 80% run. As I said, like just before this was ending, probably I was relying on the wind here to carry me up. But today you can just jump off the like I don't know why I did that, because you can just jump off the horse and do a bullet time from there, and that should work. Probably because I just wanted to be safe, but you know, it was pretty slow. But once again, honestly, for a first run, I'd say honestly, if it wasn't for the horrible, like mainly the big time loss, and usually I remember when I started running this game, always my big time losses were on the section from the plateau to Harrow Castle. Those were my worst. They were just my worst sections. But overall, I'd honestly say this is, despite all that, a pretty good run, like for a first run, despite those 20 minutes. Like, this split was like, let's see, yeah, it's 20 minutes long, I think, let's see. Yeah, 26 minutes and 30 seconds long. Well, it should be, what, like 3 minutes long with this route? So you remove a good 20 minutes out of it. Like we're sitting at 109 at the end. Like with the timing method at the time, this could easily have been like if I had managed to do a proper like plateau to castle route, like at least like a 49. Like this could have been a sub 50 time almost. If it wasn't for those mistakes, I think, or at least very close to sub 50. So honestly, I was expecting it to be a lot worse than that when rewatching this run, but this was a pretty fine run, I'd say. And you know, when looking back at, wait, let me see. Yes, this is okay. I'm on YouTube right now, and I'm seeing, for instance, now this on YouTube. This is the VOD of my current PB at the moment I am talking. Right now, when I'm recording this video, as you can see at the bottom, this is not the 2nd of June. We're still in May, but I'll be releasing this video on that anniversary, like of the 2nd of June. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get another PB between now and that moment. We don't know. But it's pretty crazy to think that today my PB, at the moment I was recording, like doing that moment was 33:30, and by the end, 33:16. Like this is just incredible to think how much in 1 year there's been so much improvement, and not just in terms of skills, but how much the route has changed. Because as I've been explaining many times throughout this post commentary video, the route has changed so much, whether it be in skipping the Great Plateau Tower, the bullet time bounces. Like let's go back on this one. I'll just mute the sound because I don't want to hear myself right now. Like we'll see here, like today you see we can just do this crazy kind of BS where we can just fly on the plateau super fast today, and it's just crazy. And not just that, but you, oops, I went to 0. I did not want to do that. Oops. Let me just go back to. We can, you know, for example, here we are. We're back at Cronis, and also in French. Nice. Now we can just use skew clipping, shield clipping to just get in the shrine and just get in, which is what allows us to skip the tower. It's just incredible to think how much everything has changed. Just in the space of a year, and I'm just looking forward to see how much in the coming years everything will change even further more, because you know, Breath of the Wild speedrunning definitely is getting interesting as things go on. And as you can see, the world record 29:16 by Skitodara. This is the world record just considering for no amiibo, but if you consider even an amiibo, like if you consider the amiibo route, we're now below 29 minutes, right? 28 minutes. And this is incredible. Like, this is a 10-minute difference. Like, as we saw on the video earlier, the world record back then was 38:33 by Wolfhang's Song. Obviously, I'm not sure if this is the amiibo or no amiibo world record. But I do know that today the amiibo world record, the overall any percent world record, accounting for amiibo, is also like a 28 minutes, a bit over than like I think it's probably like in the 40s or 50 seconds. I don't remember exactly. It's incredible to think there's a 10-minute difference today, just in the space of a year with all the discoveries. So basically, there's been so much to this game, and if you're interested in speedrunning and want to pick up Breath of the Wild, I definitely couldn't recommend it more. You know, it's such a fun speed game, and I could understand perhaps why a year ago people wouldn't want to pick it up, because as you saw throughout this run, there weren't that many tricks. Like if people are mainly interested in glitches and all that, it was mainly basically just exploiting the physics engine a couple times here and there, and that was pretty much it, and combat skills. But today there's many glitches to explore with the shield clips and all that, and with the bullet time bounces. It's very fun. And while I do intend on moving out from Breath of the Wild very soon, probably Wind Waker HD, I do not regret a single second I've spent speedrunning this game. This is the one thing I'll say after running this game for a year. I do not regret a single second of it. So yeah, that was my post commentary of my very first run of Breath of the Wild, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And well, you can find me on Twitch on twitch.tv/Picastroph, and I'll put the link down in the description. I also have a Discord server, which on Twitch I'll put the link down in the description. And well, in any case, that was, well, me, I guess. And thank you very much for watching, and see you guys soon. Bye bye.